How's everybody doing? Greeting from Baldwin Hills, California. I'm Sherman D. Manning, your former live podcast host, and we shall see what the future shall hold concerning and regarding this particular podcast. I abandoned the podcast, as you might recall, if you've ever heard me before, because you all were not responding. And I'm letting you know now, if I get responses, I'll stay on the air. I figure if people don't want you, you shouldn't want them. And so the bottom line is ShermanDManning@gmail.com. ShermanDManning@gmail.com. You text message me, email me rather. Let me know that you heard this podcast, that you enjoy it, that you'd like for it to keep coming, and it'll keep coming. You don't email me, it'll stop. Period. If we've ever needed raw, candid, real, authentic podcasting before, we need it now. We're less than 40 days away from a historic presidential election in which a beauty pageant owner, a narcissistic Looney Tune, a buffoon, a misogynist, a racist homosexual by the name of Donald, who also happens to be a pedophile, could win if we don't do what we are supposed to do. So my suggestion to you is that you get your black butt, your white butt, your Mexican butt, your brown butt, Hispanic butt, Latino butt, whatever color your butt is, out to the polls in November, and you vote and you make sure that Hillary wins. This is mandatory. This is of the utmost importance. We have to get out to vote. Everybody you know, get them to vote. If someone's 18 years old, make sure they vote, 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 vote. Vote as you please, but please vote. The first week of November, if you are a Los Angeles resident, come to the Freedom Community Outreach Christian Center, I think it is called, where Bishop James Taylor Sr. is pastor. He's a 75-year-old pastor. He's been preaching more than 55 years, and maybe 60. We're going to have a gangbanger, manpower, ex-con outreach, at-risk youth revival at his church. 5 nights. 5 nights. I'm going to be hosting this. I'm going to be hosting it just as TD Jakes hosts Manpower. I'll be the host of this Manpower revival, citywide outreach revival. We're stressing outreach to black men. Now, if you're a Latino, come on. If you're a white brother, come on. Whatever color brother you are, Indian, come on. Our focus, our emphasis is on outreach to men, at-risk men, men who are on probation, men who are on parole, men whose futures have been on hold. We're reaching out to them, reconciling black men back to their families. This will be a citywide revival, 5 nights, the first week of November. I'm giving it to you fresh out the press, so I don't have dates on me yet, but you know how to find the first week of November, right? Whatever the first week of November is, it's going to be Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night, beginning at 7 o'clock p.m. every night. I've already spoken with Chief Apostle Michael Rollis over at Wrecking Crew. He'll be preaching one night. I've got to speak with Bishop Kenneth Pitchford over at Greater Hopewell Baptist Church and Rehoboth Full Gospel Baptist Church, my pastor. Great pastor, great man of God, Bishop Pitchford. I will be asking him to preach one night. I've already talked with Bishop James Taylor's son, who's also Bishop James Taylor. He pastors a large church called Heavenly Vision, and I think that's on 85th and Broadway or something like that. I've been told that he's a powerful man of God. I haven't heard him preach yet, but they tell me that he can say the word. He'll be preaching one night. He's only 34 years of age, a youngster, 9 years younger than me. And I'm told that he started preaching when he was 8 years old, just as yours truly did. He'll preach one night. Senior Bishop James Taylor, the 75-year-old pastor of the church, will preach one night. And yours truly, Sherman D. Manning, will close out the revival on Friday night. The church is located at 4021 Naomi. That's 4021 Naomi. It's off Central Avenue between ML King and I think it's 40th Place. Just Google it. 4021 Naomi. Mark it on your calendar. Tell everybody. Tell it everywhere you go. We want people to know. We want every gangbanger, every ex-con, every drug addict, every person whose life has been messed up, seems messed up, looks messed up, thought you couldn't make it, didn't think you could take it. Make your way over to the revival meeting. This is for unarmed black men's families who've been cut down by bullets by cops. This is for the good cops who are tired of the bad cops killing unarmed black men. This is for the good cops who want to see a change and a metamorphosis in the police departments around this country. This is for the good cops who know evil but can't say anything because if they do, their careers will be on the line and they think they'll be called a rat or a snitch and they won't be able to police anymore. This is that revival meeting. And you are cordially invited. If you need a change in your life, if you need a change in your circumstances, if you come from a broken home or a blended family, or you come from all kind of the confusion and distraction and mess, this revival meeting is for you. It's for you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We want you at the revival. 4021 Naomi. 4021 Naomi. 4021 Naomi in Los Angeles, California. The sign outside the church says Freedom Baptist Church, but the ministry is now called Freedom Christian Community Outreach. Bishop James Taylor Sr. is the esteemed, wise, and illustrious pastor. This will be a week-long citywide revival, and I want you to show up and watch God show out. Watch breakthroughs happen. Watch yokes be broke off of lives, and God's going to do the almighty through the least likely. This is going to be a time in the Lord. 4021 Naomi, Freedom Christian Community Outreach. Just Google Bishop James Taylor Sr. and find his church and make your way. Put it on your calendar today. We want you to be there. If you know a troubled young man, if you know a young man struggling with drugs, if you know a young man struggling with all kind of demons, demons of financial crisis, demons of depression, demons of oppression, thinking about suicide, struggling with addictions and afflictions and alcoholism and psychological issues, whatever the case might be, I command you to bring that young man, that troubled soul, that old man, whoever it is, bring him to freedom at 4021 Naomi. Naomi, N as in needle, A as in apple, O as in orange, M as in Manning, I as in international. 4021 Naomi. We want you to be there. Tell it everywhere you go. We want people to know this is going to be an anointed, powerful, unique service. And we're going to see the awesome hand of Almighty God at work like we have never seen it at work before. Show up at this church. Show up at this church. 4021 Naomi. 4021 Naomi. The first week of November. Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock p.m. service time every night. We're going to have everybody out of there by 9 o'clock. You'll be home by 9:30 every night. We know it's school nights and work nights and all of that. But with what's going on in our communities, with what's going on in our cities, with what's going on in our families and our homes, amongst black people, etc., and Hispanics, and even poor white people, if we have ever needed revival before, we need revival right now. So I've said enough about that. Put it on your calendar. The first week of November, 7 o'clock every night, Monday through Friday. I'll be preaching a special service on Friday night, and we'll have everybody out of there by 9 o'clock every night. What do you think about Donald doing a U-turn on the birther issue? I'll tell you what I think about it. I think he never thought that President Obama was not born in America to begin with. This is why one of the problems I have with the guy, he has no integrity. Everything with him is planned. Some of it's off the cuff, but it's all, done for effects. He's a master manipulator. And he doesn't manipulate with truth. He manipulates with lies and scams and anything he can come up with to draw attention to any issue that might put him in a position to get what it is he wants from somebody, even if it's just a book sale. So he never believed that Obama was not American to begin with. He never believed that, not for one moment. There's no scintilla of evidence which has been presented that would prove to me or lead me to believe that he actually thought the president wasn't born here. And so now what is happening is he's gotten further along in the race than he ever thought he would get. Now, keep in mind, he never thought he would win. He didn't know that there were that many races in this country still. And so he's just as shocked as everybody else is that he's gotten this far. And so now he thinks that that might be a serious chance that he could probably stumble into the White House. And so his advisors are now telling him to try to be a little bit more mainstream and try not to appear to be, such a member of such a fringe group of sovereign citizens who believe that the president wasn't born here. So he's simply manipulating to try to get into office. That's all this is. It is a manipulative ploy. And I would hope, pray, and believe that the vast majority of Hispanics in this country, the vast majority of African Americans, of Caucasian Americans, etc., the vast majority of us can see through that and know that this is just another ploy, a ruse to try to sniff up a vote. And don't let it, I wouldn't even give it the time of day. They're making it a big issue. He reverses this. It's not a big issue. It's bull crap from beginning to end. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. That's all it was. That's all it's ever going to be. It's absolutely utter bull crap. He never thought the man wasn't born here. Give me a break. Ladies and gentlemen, please go to YouTube and look at some of the videos that I've posted there. Look at the most recent one, which is Reverend Sherman D. Manning live preaching. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Google Reverend Sherman D. Manning live preaching on YouTube, and you will see a sermon that I preached last Sunday called Why Has All of This Happened to Me? One of the most powerful words God has ever given me. Why has all of this happened to me? That was my subject. Why has all of this happened to me? Have you ever asked yourself that? Oh God, why has all of this happened to me? All this mess, all this pain, all this strain, all this junk, all these lies, all these divorces, all these bad relationships, all these financial difficulties, all these job losses, all of these heavy crosses. Why has all of this happened to me? I assure you, if you catch that sermon on YouTube, Reverend Sherman D. Manning live preaching, if you Google it and catch it, the Lord will bless you through that word. I've gotten calls, I've gotten emails, I've gotten text messages about it already. God has used me in that word, and I thank him for that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, go to the bookstores and go to Amazon.com, get a copy of my brand new book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. Get my book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. And get one of the other 21 other books in addition to that one that I wrote. I have written 22 books, and God has blessed me to do that. And I would urge and encourage you to get all of my books are geared towards social justice issues and politics, wrongful convictions, and the evils of the American judicial system. So if you're interested in social justice, or if you're interested in prisons, or if you're interested in crime and punishment, etc., then you would be blessed to get a copy of The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice, and some of my other books that I've written. They're all available in local bookstores as well as on Amazon.com. Go get a copy of that book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. Go get a copy of that today.